Hey friends, this is Mrs. Wolfie from Life with the Wolfies, and we paid $24 for this roast. So let's see how many meals we can get out of it. First, today, we're going to sear this and put it in the oven with potatoes. All right, we'll be right back. Now I've got this pot on almost high here, and the first thing we're going to do is sear this roast. I have some butter and some avocado oil in here, and we're going to put garlic all over this roast, just like that. Okay, where's the pepper? Pepper. Salt. Why? Because my favorite Australian chef used to say, because salt loves meat and meat loves salt. All right, so our oven is set to 350 degrees, and now we're just going to sear this roast. Move this around, and all that butter and oil, flip it over onto its side. Spin it so you don't burn that butter too much. Flip it over onto this side. We're going to shut the pan off here. And pop them potatoes in there. You want an onion, baby? Yes, ma'am. Maybe we can flip this over one more time. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, indeedy. Set an onion on top for father, and into a 350 degree oven. That goes for the next, well, I'm going to say 325 because it's not frozen, for the next 2 hours. We'll see you then. Now, while the roast is in the oven for the last hour, I'm going to make a Yorkshire pud. I have put a casserole dish in the oven with some oil and some beef drippings. Whoops, I'm going to take a cup of flour, teaspoon of baking powder, we're going to sip that. Now listen, Yorkshire pudding is easy. It's a cup. It's a cup of flour, a cup of milk, a cup of eggs, which is 4 large. Because the best way to do this is to get your eggs beat. Now these are large eggs, so I'm going to prove a point to you. 1, 2, 3. I'm sorry for the sound of my canner, but this is a working kitchen. Now, if these are truly large eggs, that should be a cup. Well, it's almost exactly a cup. So we'll put them in there. We'll get them beaten. And we're going to add our milk. Pinch of salt. You really want to whip these eggs because this is basically a souffle. But it's not going to puff because I cook it differently. I like mine spongy. We're going to stir that flour and baking powder in there. This This has to be piping hot. You want your Yorkshire pudding to kind of sizzle when it hits the bottom. On it. And then we'll do our gravy and all that fun stuff. I'm sorry, folks. I'm really tired. I wasn't even recording. Sorry about the sound of the canner. Howie wants garlic butter carrots. I have about 1.5 tablespoons of butter in there, garlic, salt, pepper. And these are my canned carrots. Now what I do is I bring that butter up to a nice sizzle. I add the garlic and the salt and pepper. Whoops, I missed the carrot. A garlic and salt and pepper in there. And then I'm just going to put a lid on that and let it stay warm until our roast is ready. I'm going to take my Yorkshire pudding out of the oven. Our Yorkshire pudding. There's our Yorkshire pudding. We've got 10 minutes left for the roast and the canner and all that stuff. So we'll be back when we're ready to make the gravy. Getting beat up, but we're going to put that over there to keep it warm. I'm going to take these right out. There's Daddy's onion. I scorched the potatoes a little bit, but that'll just make the gravy taste better. Won't it, dear? And they look like they're falling apart. Oh, look at those potatoes. Aren't they beautiful? All right, there's Father's plate. They are a little scorched on the bottom. I should have added a bit of water, but they're perfectly cooked. And like I said, a little bit of scorch actually improves the flavor of the gravy. That's what browns it. We're going to see how many meals we can get out of this. You know Howard's going to be getting roast beef sandwiches for lunch tomorrow. Actually, I should have let this rest a little bit longer. That steam's coming out. But what I'll do is I'll continue to cut my meat. I'm just going to take one fairly thick piece, and then I'm going to tip this up on its end. And that will help it. Here's our Yorkshire pudding. Deflated now. Yorkshire pud. I'm taking the big one. I love Yorkshire pud. Okay. Put a little bit of water in there. I'm going to turn it on. And I have 3/4 cup of water and flour with a little bit of salt in it to make our gravy. Let that come up to temp while I get our carrots here. Look at that. Whoops. Carrots. Howard loves mashed garlic carrots. When you got canned carrots in the pantry, that's one of his favorite things to have. Right on time. You wait till that's sizzling, good and hot. Okay? Scrape down any potato size or anything like that, because that's going to make your gravy beautiful and brown. Look at that. There it is. It's thickening, so I'm shutting it off. Can you guys see what I'm doing here? And oh yeah, oh I forgot to butter Father's potatoes. I'm going to have to add more water to this gravy. It's getting too thick too quick. And that's a good thing. Okay. Alright, I've got to butter Father's potatoes. Don't bitch at me, folks. This is how he eats. I'm not. He's an adult. He makes his own dietary decisions. I'm going to set that there for a second, and I'm just going to mash down these potatoes. I'm not mashing them, I'm just squashing them. There is some butter. There we go. There we go. God help me. Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy. Gravy everywhere but on the carrots, right?
Correct.
Correct, he says. There. All right. Now, Howard is shirtless, but it's Saturday, so forget about it. He says give him a second. So let's pepper this up. Do a second city. 3D House of Beef. Woot, 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 woot. All right, let's take that to Father. Here is your plate from 3D House of Beef. Woot, woot, woot. It's Saturday, so... Huh?
It's quite the...
Well, enjoy it, because the rest of the roast is going to get broke up into meals. So...
it's quite the meal.
Yes. It's our Sunday meal on Saturday.
Nice tender beef.
Well, I seared it really well. Don't forget the baby.
Don't forget the baby. Whoop.
Let her have the gravy. Don't be a miser.
And potato.
Oh. What do you think, Gracie? She's still licking her chops. That was really primo good.
Yeah. Maybe you tasted that?
Thank
Awesome
you, dear.
dinner, dear.
This is Mrs. Wolfe from Life with the Wolfies, and that's roast beef, meal number 1. Take care, God bless. Let's see how far we can it. Now, in keeping with making it stretch, I'm going to take the leftovers and make a casserole to put in the freezer till Monday, because it's Saturday right now. All right, and then we'll see what we can do with the rest of the beef another day. So here's, oh, I wasn't recording. Okay, I have the leftover roast. Don't laugh at me, dear. I'm tired. I have the leftover roast and half a Yorkshire pudding. My leftovers, potatoes and carrots from supper. And we have leftover gravy. Now let's see how far we can make this quarter squeak. A piece of this beef, it's still hot. And I'm just going to, I bet you I could, you know what? Look at this, guys. It's just pulling apart.
Here's a little bit of my dinner.
Oh. Okay, and leftovers from Howie. We're not letting anything go to waste. Look at this, Howie. Because it's so tender, it's just falling apart with the fork. There we go. There's Daddy's bit of leftover meat. Now, I am going to mix these leftover potatoes and carrots. I should be using a masher, but you know what? My fork is handy. And I'm really tired, folks. I just want to sit down. Okay. Now, we're going to take that and we're just going to put this all over top of that meat. Mashed roast potatoes and garlic carrots. Look at that. Now watch. 2 pieces of Yorkshire pudding. Here we go. And I'm just going to very carefully slice this. No, Gracie, you're not getting this. Slicing the Yorkshire pudding and making a lid, sort of, for our casserole here. The best time to make your leftover makeover casserole is as soon as you're done dinner. Why? Because then it's done and you don't got to worry about it when you're tired. Okay, so now I'm just gonna do my best to get this gravy out of here right quickly, because this is a heavy pan and my left shoulder is not a healthy one. Let's see. Look at that. Look at that. Nice rich brown gravy. Gracie's gonna get to lick that pan. And there it is. Cover this with tin foil. And as soon as it cools right down, we don't want any moisture getting out. That's why I'm covering it while it's still warm. And when it cools right down, we're going to pop that into the freezer for a Monday night dinner. This is Mrs. Wolfie from Life with the Wolfie saying, that's one roast, 2 suppers, and I bet you I can get a lunch and another supper out of this. Take care, God bless.